All right, man. We are live. We are live. Salute to the NBA community. We about hoops over here, man. This is the best of seven sports talk. You guys know how we rocking, man. Seven Mitchell in the building. Glad to be back in the mix. It's been a minute, man, since I've been live streaming with you guys, chopping it up. I got a special guest with me this evening. So y'all already know the vibes and how we are going to turn it up. So you guys make sure y'all smash that like button as you come in. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe. Join the Best of Seven Sports Talk membership today on YouTube, and also follow me if you are into daily NBA content. Joining me this evening, man, I got a special guest, man. This is my brother, one half of one of the dopest platforms we got out here in
Appreciate it.
sports, man, without a question, man. From the First Formation platform, I got my guy Trey in the building. Trey, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
No problem, bro. This is what it is. You know, that's how we do. We got to sit up and do what we do. Come on, show love and support just like you did when we at First Formation. So this is nothing, man. This is definitely a privilege and an honor.
Man, shout out to you. Shout out to Bishop, man. Make sure you guys go check out First Formation on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Before we even get into my show, Trey, let everybody know, where they can keep up with you guys, what y'all got to offer when we talk about sports and, just a little bit about your platform.
So, like you said, First Formation Morning Sports Talk. The premise is, of course, veterans. Being I'm a U.S. Army veteran, 22 years, Bishop, 20 years, in which we just saying chop it up and talk sports. Same stuff we used to do. We both was cooks in the military, so it was like basically the same thing which we used to do back in the day when we were
Word.
stationed together, doing that type of stuff, and we basically tapped in to do it. But now, or saying in this day and age, doing it differently, where we talk about a bevy of sports, from NBA, NFL, of course, NCAA, wherever we can get it in. And being from the military, there's a lot of military, as I call them, the armed forces athletes that's out there, to where it's a bunch of different things. So basically, y'all can tap in and hear it. We got something special coming up this Sunday, a little special something we talk about military. So a lot of people don't know how things go down in the military and what's out there,
Right.
for the most part. So, saying, y'all can tap in. You got First Formation YouTube, First Formation Twitter, First Formation Facebook page. And y'all can, just like he said, go hit like, subscribe, so y'all don't miss a beat. It's a vibe.
Now, Trey, you got like a morning show. He's consistent with it. Do you go live every morning at 10 a.m.
Every
Eastern for those
morning.
that don't?
Every morning. So it's 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. 09, as we say in the military, 0900 hours every Monday through Friday morning, 0900 hours to 1100 hours. We might cut it off a little times here and there. If we're not going to be in formation, as we say, then I'll let it know when I fall out the formation. It's like, hey, we're not going to be up this day, but we'll be back. So it's consistent. That you can say we're consistent. If anything, it's consistent.
Man, y'all got to check out Trey and Bishop. Y'all know I don't co-sign no goofiness. I don't co-sign no silliness. I mean, these guys never they get along, but they never agree. It's an unbelievable, entertaining show that you can catch every weekday, man, 10 o'clock Eastern, man. First Formation. Salute to you guys, man. One thing I did see, Trey, that was just amazing to me, and I was in the live chat, and I really wanted to join the panel because I just had so many questions. But there was one
Mm-hmm.
particular show where you had, some of your brothers from the military, from the forces.
Mm-hmm.
You all would join. I believe you might have had some military coaches, basketball coaches. I'm not sure, but you had a
Yes, sir.
panel
As a
of
panel.
your brothers, and I thought that was really a big deal. I've never seen that before, and just the back and forth conversation about sports and just things outside of sports, man. I really wanted to salute you. I never really spoke to you about that, but man, that really was one of my favorite shows from you, because I just had so many questions and I just learned so much. So kudos to you for keeping it home base with your family and shit, not really forgetting.
Yes, sir. That's what you try to do. Always network, man, and that's the idea of the platform, because to reach those people like yourself or other people that haven't really paid attention, and where I'm not sure what's up and around the saying be more area, but those are probably some of the people, some teams that is out there that you could probably tap in and see. It's getting ready to be a whole situation going down July 9th to this 10th. to where, or 7th to the 10th, where it's going to be an open run tournament for military teams, to where some of that stuff which you heard us talking about was that's what came from us talking about on the show. Is like, yo, we can play, like we just want to play. The players say they just want to play. Certain stipulations happen when you have to do this, but this is an opportunity for them to get out and play the AAU men's and women's Battle of the Crest tournament going down in Orlando, July 7th to the 9th or 10th or something like that. So anyone with a cat card ID that or has that's affiliated with the military can put a squad together and y'all can run. That's just what it is.
Oh shit. Let's talk about it, man. Salute to Trey. Like my guy Anthony said, man, salute to you and your guys for y'all service, man. Definitely appreciate it. Big up to my guy Anthony, day one in the live chat. Salute to him as always, man. Salute. Land of the Heartless is in the building. Shout out to them Cavs, man. Yeah, Cleveland doing good. So let's get into the show, man. I'm not going to hold everybody up, man. Again, make sure y'all smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new to the platform. Now, Trey.
Yes, sir.
Let's start this thing off with my team. Okay. Let's start this thing off with my Lakers. This is how I want to ease into the show tonight. So last night, my Lakers knocked off the Phoenix Suns for the first time, actually, since Game 3 of the 2021 playoffs. They had lost basically the last 9 matchups to Phoenix over the last couple years, and they have now moved up into the play-in contention now in 10th place. LeBron made an announcement that, you know, reports of him coming back soon is all cap. He hasn't even been able to be reevaluated, and the reevaluation kind of got pushed back. So my question to you is, can you see the Lakers honestly making the play-in or the playoffs without LeBron coming back for the remainder of the regular season?
So, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Lake Show affiliate. I love the Lake Show. That's my home. That's where, well, I'm not from LA. I'm not going to claim that. Compton, you're saying Compton in the building. But LA, we don't have a professional team in Compton. So I'm a Lakers fan, you know, saying to the death. So I would be honest. I think we can. Austin Reeves, my man, Austin Reeves. AR-15 is doing what he's got to do. So I believe in, you know, saying, and when you got Russell, he's back in there. Now we got AD, although I have my feelings about AD, but we have a squad now, minus LeBron. And so with that, I think they can make some things happen. I think very much so we can get into, I'm not going to even say just a play-in. I think the playoffs, so unseeding someone at that 6th or 5th seed is a possibility. But if not, we got to make our bones through the play-in.
I mean, right now, when you look at it, the Lakers have 9 more games left to go in the regular season, and they're actually, even though they're in 10th place right now, they're only a game and a half back on the OKC Thunder, who is currently holding that 6th seed. So, I mean, there's definitely an opportunity. And that's the one thing about this actual race, with or without LeBron. You know, I'm not so sold on the consistency of the Lakers. You kind of spoke on that a little bit. But when you look at how all the other teams in the Western Conference are struggling, or, you know, their star players are not playing, it just opens the doors for the Lakers to, you know, kind of squeeze inside. Now, the Lakers lost some games that they really shouldn't have, so that could come back to bite them. But when you look at teams, when you look at squads above the Lakers, like Dallas and how Luka and Kyrie is hurt, then you got Phoenix, you know, who just lost to the Lakers last night because they had no, you know, KD and DeAndre Ayton, and, you know, Ja Morant, he trying to get back into the mix. We're going to talk about Ja in a couple of minutes. But a lot of Denver's struggling, you know, kind of sort of the Nuggets. So a lot of those teams haven't been real consistent coming down the stretch. It really is actually providing an opportunity for the Lakers to squeeze in. So it's going to be interesting, bro. But are you surprised that LeBron is not ready to come back?
Nah, man. We got to keep it real. We got to keep it 107. LeBron is 38 years old. That body has taken a wear and tear. Unlike others, we look at him and see this him as an Adonis type, you know what I'm saying, this Zeus-esque type of individual. But in state, man, we gotta look. Father Time and Mother Nature undefeated. not a single. We talking about millions and thousands of wins and no losses. So you know what I'm saying? He's undefeated. So it would be remiss of us to think that LeBron was going to be the one to put that notch on Father Time's belt. He might have, shook him up or something like that. Body blow, uppercut, ring kings type of action. But instead he's not LeBron. He's not capping. He's not capping. Everyone else might be capping, but LeBron's not. He's not ready.
What do you think about AR-15, man? Because to me, last night, Austin Reeves looked to be the best player in the Lakers uniform. He's getting paid about $2 million, a little over $2 million, if I'm not mistaken, this season. He's going to be a restricted free agent. I mean, he can get a contract possibly upwards to 40-something, $50 million. And I don't know if the Lakers will be able to retain him. What's your thoughts on Austin Reeves' progression? And how important do you think it is for the Lakers to try to re-sign him in the offseason?
So definitely, without a doubt, Austin Reeves is, in my opinion, that dude. I always still look at it, and if you look at the Lakers squad over the course of the last couple of years, they've kept a token individual. That's what they've been doing. It was Alex Caruso, AC4, before Austin Reeves. Now it's Austin Reeves. Now that's that person. The difference is, I believe Austin Reeves is better than what Alex Caruso is. We got to take in consideration when LeBron and AD and everyone else was sitting out at the end of last year, who was it that put their Lakers on his back and was trying to carry them? This is the person that ended that game with a 30-point triple-double. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And a dub to walk out the door, to walk out the building, to go ahead. Like, we can just go ahead and walk into the exit meeting now. So y'all can just tell me, hey, AR, you back, fam. Go ahead. Go to the shower. You good. That's basically what it is. Now, like you said, he's making $2 million now, upwards of, 20 to 40 million next year. What I don't think LA is going to do is let him walk out the door how they let Alex Caruso walk out the door. They had an opportunity to pay Alex Caruso. I think if LeBron is going to stay there, he still has a year or two with the Lakers. I think he will want Austin in the building. So that way, basically, I look at Austin is what we was looking for Russ to be. Austin's taking up that mantle to where we was looking Russ to be the third option. Now that they have Russell, LeBron, and AD, you got Bridges, you got Reeves, you got problems now. You got problems. I hope they don't let him walk out the door, man. I hope they learn from their mistakes, and Alec Pelinka go ahead and be like, yo, we got to sign Austin without a doubt.
I actually liked Alex Caruso. You know what I'm saying? I was upset that the Lakers let him go, but I do agree with you. I think defensively, I would give the edge to Alex Caruso when we're comparing him and Austin Reeves. I do give the edge to Alex Caruso. I think he has a little bit more. I think he has a little bit more intensity, definitely on the defensive end. Okay. Overall, offensively, a facilitator.
He's a walking highlight too when you consider the two of them.
Who you talking about? Austin Reeves?
No, Caruso. He's a highlight. Like, if you
he's a highlight, but he's not as offensively talented as Austin Reeves. And Austin Reeves got a lot of heart. I watched the game last night versus Phoenix. He was refusing to just shoot wide open shots. He was like, yo, I'm going to take this ball to the cup and I'm going to lay it up or y'all going to foul me. Like, that's just how it's going to be. Like, he was at the free throw line a lot last night. So he got a lot of heart.
5 points, 11 assists. Yeah, he was in his bag last night.
He was definitely in his bag. And I think he is the type of guy that LeBron is going to need. When you look at those championship teams that LeBron had, the Mike Millers, he always had one of those guys, but again, we're talking about Rob Pelinka. And when you look at history, Rob Pelinka has not been doing the things that needed to be done to help LeBron, in my opinion, overall. Now, this recent squad we got now looking decent. But I'm going to be watching this closely because I'm not so sure that the Lakers are going to re-sign him.
I hope they're not going to make that mistake. I just hope they don't do that. Like, Alex Caruso was one thing. When you look at it, we let Brandon Ingram go. Look at what he's grown into. What did we get back from Brandon Ingram? We got AD, but how has that worked? We got one championship. We leveraged the whole future of the squad for one championship. We might have dodged a bullet by letting Lonzo go. kept Kuzma instead. So, well, we'll see. I hope Rob gets out his own way and go ahead or maybe Genie steps in and be like, we have to keep Austin.
This is the best of 7 Sports Talk, man. 7 Mitchell in the building. We got Trey from First Formation, man, locked in, man. We talking the NBA, man. Now, let me ask you this. Hypothetically speaking, they make the postseason. LeBron comes back pretty much ready to rock. Do you feel like the Lakers, I'm not saying automatically Larry O'Brien championship trophy, but do they look like a serious contender in the Western Conference if LeBron can come back in time?
I definitely think that's the key. LeBron has to come back in time. Even the mystique of having LeBron on the court and getting something here and there is more overpowering as opposed to him sitting on the bench. That's just what it is. So yes, you can't just let him roam around the court unchecked. So him coming back in time, I think they have a hell of a chance based on the roster that we currently have. But we can't have it to where AD is out, D'Angelo Russell is out, Bridges or Vanderbilt is out. That we can't do with. But if all of them are there and healthy or somewhat healthy to where they can play, we got a very good chance.
Now you saying Bridges? Who you talking? You talking about Troy Brown?
Troy Brown, not Brown.
Malik Beasley.
Beasley, that's what I mean. Beasley, not Bridges. I keep saying Beasley. I think Malik Beasley. Him. And so you know what I'm saying, having him back in the building, those are the ones that's going to make the difference. When you look at it, maybe I want Bridges in my mind. But yeah, Beasley, definitely Malik Beasley. Having him, D'Angelo Russell, AD, LeBron, Reeves. You got a backup in Schroeder, Lonnie Walker, Troy Brown. So yeah, they had a 9-man rotation last night. That same 9-man rotation with a LeBron James can do damage. You see what we did to the Phoenix Suns, although they were without Kevin Durant.
Let's flip it now. If the Lakers let somebody trick them out of their spot and they do not make the postseason, 2-part question. Number one, does that impact LeBron's legacy overall? And number two, what should be the first move that the Lakers make in the offseason if they don't make the playoffs?
So I do not think that would impact LeBron's legacy.
Really?
I think, yeah, because I think if it was going to be an impact of LeBron's legacy, it was already made. He went from going to the playoffs every year. Correction, let me stand corrected. Playoffs and championship every year for a consecutive 9 years. He has missed 4 playoffs since he's been a Laker. Playoffs. We ain't talking about championships. He's missed 4 playoffs. Technically, he has missed a championship, but he hasn't even smelled the playoffs since he's been the Laker. If there was a damage to his legacy, it has already been done. Or it has already been done. The wound has already healed and scabbed over, and now it's just a scar on his career. So I don't think if they don't make it, it's not going to affect his legacy. He's a NBA's top scorer. He's in the top 5 in other categories, in all other statistical categories. He's good. He's a potential Hall of Famer.
Wait a minute. Now I got to talk to the bosses. So because I'm a LeBron supporter, I just want to get this straight. Because LeBron has been in the Lakers uniform for 4 seasons now? This is his 4th season?
4 seasons.
Okay. So we are going to measure 3 seasons of not making the postseason and 1 championship in LA. You think the championship outweighs the 3?
So not in LA. Definitely not in LA. LA doesn't, but his overall body of work is what's going to put him, like, he has a championship, and what he did, he came to LA, he won a championship. As I'm very sure,
yes,
it's a lot of people.
Yes,
it's a lot of people. We probably could go back and look into Los Angeles Lakers history that have been able to help them amount 1 championship. Additionally, he's the NBA's all-time leading scorer, taking over the former all-time leading scorer, who, let's be honest, did score points somewhere else prior to becoming a Laker. So you
True.
have that same thing in LeBron James. So it's almost like a mirror. I ain't gonna say a complete mirror image because, of course, I think Cap was like more than he was, but in state is he did it the same way in a sense. He's come there, he's gotten it taken care of, and now that's who he is. And I think that opens the door for it to kind of like balance out. Now, as a Laker, they're gonna always look at him as, bro, you came here, you was here 4 years, and you won one championship. That's just it.
I wish somebody would try to play King James like that. I'm dying to hear somebody disrespect LeBron like that in my face, in my presence. I'm telling you, I'm gonna go ham on niggas.
You know that's Kobe's. That's Kobe's house, man.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But my thing is, the Lakers were so irrelevant before LeBron came in 2019.
Yeah, we was dismal. We was falling. It was it wasn't
like
looking too.
People talk about that young core that they had with Brandon Ingram and Julius Randle
and D'Angelo Russell. Yeah.
And those guys have developed to be good players on their respective teams. But, as far as what was going to be together as a group, that was nothing.
It would to show that we were able to scout and pick up the good players, but obviously we couldn't develop them. There wasn't a good development system going on.
I want to go now to the Eastern Conference trade. I want to talk about the Boston Celtics. I want to talk about Jaylen Brown. This story kind of blew my mind. I want to get your thoughts on it. Now, Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics, he said he called Jason Tatum and GM Brad Stevens on a three-way call after he had saw his name in this Kevin Durant trade. Apparently, there was talks about KD being traded to Boston. And Jaylen Brown heard about it, and he called Jason and Brad Stevens on the three-way. Called Jason, reason being because Jason is such good friends with Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at this like Jaylen doesn't really trust Jason Tatum and wanted to check his temperature on if he had something to do, with this trade request or this trade rumor. What do you think about this whole situation? And do you think that there's some real trust issues there with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum?
So I don't know if there's any trust issues, but it could be just Jaylen, like you said, strictly what you're saying, checking the temperature. Like, we're not going to play any games. We're going to go ahead and get into it, fam. Like, yo, is this what's going on? Is this what's good? Like, are you trying to play me to the left? Like, we know, remember what happened with DeMar DeRozan and
right.
and
Kyle Lowry?
the GM. Yeah.
Oh, no. I know.
Yeah, remember they talk about, no, you're not being traded. And then he's in the movie and look up and he's traded. You know what I'm saying? So that's just like, let's not play those games, fam. We gonna go ahead and keep it right here up front. If you're gonna lie to me, y'all both gonna lie to me right here and there. What's good? And I don't think it's a trust issue. I think it's just a matter of recognizing what the lay of the land is in NBA, where there's no true loyalties from an organization to a player, because in-state the organization is trying to make money, and they're going to do exactly what they got to do to make that money. And that's even if you that person, they're going to do that.
That part I respect. But the three-way call, including Jason Tatum, is the X factor here.
That's what I'm saying. Usually, checking.
But usually when there's an issue about trade requests or trade rumors and stuff like that, it's from player to front office.
Who's the top player? Who's the top player in Boston?
We're gonna talk about that. But if a player has it's rare that it's public that another player has something to do with a teammate's trade or trade rumors and stuff like that. So the fact that he called Jason Tatum on a three-way just off of the strength that he knows how close friends that Jason Tatum is with KD, that let me know or let me feel like Jaylen think Jason Tatum is a fucking snake. Because why would he call him on a three-way with Brad Stevens?
And probably that's what it is. And it's like, and I go back to saying, not even if you even remove the fact of KD and Jason Tatum are close friends, you're the best player on the team. Are you signing off on this? Are you behind this? Like you said, if you a snake. So I'm not gonna say let's say if he is like on that, but it's like, I see you. So, you know what I'm saying? I see what you're doing. So, all this stuff that people talk about Jason Tatum, let's, you know what I'm saying, let's get out to the real. So, I see you. So, are you behind this or are you signing off on this? You want me out? Do you feel threatened by me? Because at that point, it's gloves off, bro. It's like, let's get it all on the table now. So, you know what I'm saying? Because I say it all the time. I think Jaylen Brown has more of a ceiling than Jason Tatum does. So, that's just what it is.
Well, with that being said, you believe that Jaylen Brown believes that Jason Tatum is the best player on the Celtics? First of all, who do you think is the best player out of the two?
I think it's Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown probably thinks it's himself too, but that's not who's in the talks for the MVP this year. JT. So it's like everyone else thinks JT is, or maybe, you know what I'm saying, everyone looks at things differently. I think it's Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen probably thinks it's him too.
I will debate Jason Tatum is a better player than Jaylen Brown. I think last NBA Finals showed that Jaylen Brown is the real leader of the Boston Celtics.
I get you. I take that. I could agree with that.
Because Jason came up very short last year against Steph and the Golden State Warriors. And Jaylen Brown on both ends of the court, really for the whole playoffs, but especially the Eastern Conference Finals as well as the NBA Finals, Jaylen Brown played with a lot of conviction, and he really was one of the big reasons that they made it as far as they did. So when the season ended last year the way it did and how Jason Tatum struggled, I was thinking to myself, maybe there has been a change in the guard with Jaylen Brown actually being the actual heart of this team.
Okay.
And then at the beginning of the season, there was trade rumors and talks about Jaylen Brown being traded. So, I mean, when you look at it on face value, KD is a better player than Jaylen Brown. You know, the experience with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown has only taken them, but so far hasn't won them chips. But I'm going to keep it a buck, though. I don't like that snake shit that Jason Tatum might be on, or at least I feel like Jaylen Brown might be accusing him of, because if he ain't feel like Jason Tatum was a snake, he wouldn't be calling him on a three-way with the GM. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit don't make no sense. So it seemed like he was.
You think JT's on that snake stuff? You think that's what it's about? You think JT's on one?
I don't know Jason Tatum. I don't know Jason Tatum of being a snake.
Okay.
What I know is Jaylen Brown is a solid, solidified individual, well-respected as far as a man, as far as credibility. So if he, you know what I'm saying, so if he had, and he's been closer to Jason than anybody. So if he feels that way, who am I to dispute it? You understand what I'm saying?
I feel what you're saying. Yeah, I got you. I see what you're saying. I can respect that. It's definitely without doubt.
Wait a minute. And Jason, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to disrespect Kobe. I'm going to leave that one alone. But you know, you look at Jason, Kobe has snake in him. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Kobe has some snake in him, and that's Jason Tatum's man. That's his role model. That's his idol.
Think about all those. We got Kobe. We got that. This is up in
Kyrie Irving. Another Kobe descendant who has been on some snake shit in his career.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, you know what I'm saying? All these people, Devin Booker, these are Kobe. Nesco even goes to the WNBA. Like, it's like, think about
D'Angelo Russell was part of this whole thing. God damn it, we brought that back. Yo, I'm still mad about that.
Kobe's, you know what I'm saying? Kobe's tree is that mentality of by any means, and some of them stick with that. Kobe was able to get away with that. These people ain't Kobe Bryant.
That's true, man.
So
R.I.P. to the Black Mamba, man. Real talk.
Shout out Vanessa and the fam.
Yeah, big money over there. She getting big checks, bro. Every time I turn around, she getting lawsuit settlements and all that. They cashing out. They cashing out, man, no doubt.
They gotta worry about nothing for the rest of their lives.
Never. Let's talk about Ja Morant. Let's get into this story, man. Like, we already know what's happening. But were you surprised? Because last night he came off the bench. I did not like that. I did not.
You think he should have started?
Absolutely. Memphis ain't shit without Ja Morant. I don't care about this little bit of momentum that they have right
Okay, I
now.
was about to say they did win
That
two or three games
organization
without
ain't
him.
shit, ain't never been shit without Ja Morant. And the way they have been disrespecting this man from the gate is just so out of pocket, bro. All the stuff that, all the sanctions and suspensions and all that, mind you, that was initiated initially by the team, not the NBA. The NBA didn't even put their fucking hands on this shit at first.
Correct.
Memphis was quick to suspend him and do all this. He done went through all this BS. The police said he didn't break no laws. He did all this suspension. He comes back and you still want him to come off of the fucking bench. Really? Now they won. It worked out. But I'm not jacking that shit at all, bro. It's like that Kyrie Irving effect, like how they made Kyrie do all these things before he was able to come back to the ball club. It's that slave master shit, man. I ain't really jacking that. And I think Ja Morant need to find his way out of Memphis, bro. That shit is no loyalty. I'm not jacking that. What's your thoughts about this whole
So
Ja
we
Morant
know
thing?
we know that Memphis is not going to remove him, because if that was the case, they would have sat him down, because he was sat down for uh of actions detrimental to the league, not the team, but to the league. So if it was going to go down like that, that's what I think. Now, from what I pondered, what I got is that Ja sat because he wanted to be worked back into the lineup, so he can get his stamina and momentum back up, or whatever case like that. So I look at it as it could have been a possibility to where it was meant to be a uplifting situation, because we all know. I mean, he is like,
bro. That's cat. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. When have we ever questioned the conditioning of Ja Morant? When has that ever been a topic of conversation? That shit is cap. Ja Morant ain't stupid. T. Morant ain't stupid. His uncle ain't stupid. This guy got $250 million coming down the pipeline. He has to cross all his T's, dot all his I's. He taking therapy classes. Like, he is doing every single thing available in order for him not to screw this chance up. And I'm not really knocking him for it.
That's where I think the cap comes in. That when you look at it, my man went to a session for 10 days. Like,
if you got a real problem, what is really going to get solved in a week?
Yeah, in 10 days, a week and a half.
So
that was the first thing in which I looked at this. Like 10 days. My man been in therapy for 10 days in Florida, and he said he ain't touched a ball, he ain't worked out, he ain't seen a game in 10 days. Like, come on. That's first and foremost. So I can get what you at, because when I just thought about that, it's like 10 days, like, bruh, like 10 days. That's we talking about 10 days. Like, I feel like we're talking about practice right now. We talking about 10 days. Come on, man. But so I can get what you're saying.
Do you feel like all this was warranted though? Do you feel like all of this was warranted and deserved? I mean, this guy lost money, he lost deals, a lot of things have happened over the last month and a half for a guy that did not break the law according to the police, the authorities. I know he did things that was detrimental to, conduct to the league. I get that part, so I understand the suspension, but just his overall penalties and stuff like that, bro. Do you think this is fair?
No. But what I do say is, just like having children, we have kids, and we know sometimes you have to smack a kid on the hand, on the backside, and be like, stop. You know what I'm saying? You don't get too out of pocket. And that's would have been that what it was. You got out of pocket. You probably, so remember when they first went in, supposedly Mark Adams had a conversation with the team in reference to what they was doing and what they need to do. And that same night is when John.
Who the hell is Steven fucking Adams, though? That's what I want to know.
It was player led. It was player led. So I guess he's the voice in the locker room, in which they had a player only team meeting.
Yes, I get it. He's a veteran. He's one of the strongest guys in the league. I believe he's well respected. But that nigga's a journeyman. We're talking about Ja freaking Morant, the superstar, the face of the organization. That nigga, Steven Adams, couldn't tie Ja Morant's shoes. That nigga Steven Adams might not even be in the league right now if it wasn't for Ja Morant getting minutes and bump. Because who else won him?
You might have a point there.
He
But
better
like
watch
you said,
his mouth.
but like you said, it comes down to exactly what's that. Now, I mean, he might not have that same pool. He's respected for the most part, but he might not have that same put as saying someone like if it was Jamal Crawford, who was like, "Hey, fam," saying, or even someone like because shout out to Jalen Rose, who basically saying pulled Ja is like, "Hey, bro, you were me." And put him in that perspective, which Josh said he had a conversation with Jalen and realized some things and all that type of stuff. You're not buying that?
Jalen Rose has never, ever been the face of a team. From Michigan to bro, these niggas are cap. All these niggas on TV are cap. Let me tell you another one. Now, this is from this is today from Jason Williams of ESPN about Ja Morant and the suspension. This is what Jason Williams had to say about this, Trey. I need your reaction to this. Jay Williams says, I do believe the NBA missed the mark on his suspension. I thought he should have been suspended for the rest of the regular season without pay, and his return should have been subject to successful counseling from the NBA. This is Jay Williams of ESPN on his thoughts about Ja Morant.
So when you look at it, to do it right, and what we've seen in the past, that would have been doing it right.
Really?
That would have been so what we've seen in the past. So what I'm saying,
do we not love this thing right here?
We do round ball, definitely without a doubt.
Thing called basketball. Ja does this shit at an elite level. You're meaning to tell me because that's why he need to sit it down?
So this is what we're looking at, right? I'm by credentially market. I'm a marketer, right? So what I'm saying, that's the degree path in which I have in marketing. So particularly sports concentrated marketing. So when you take a look at that, right, and you have, like you said, elite player that is brandishing a gun in the club scene, singing rap lyrics on his live, I admit his live, doing all that type of stuff in the club, maybe a little intoxicated. Then later it comes up where you got the Judy with the booty sitting in his lap, saying that he is dropping bands on her. That type of stuff, kids take a look at. And some of those kids are Ja Morant fans and want to be like Ja, not like Mike, not like LeBron. They want to be like Ja. So when you look at that from a standpoint of a big business organization, that doesn't look too appeasing to you. Now, Bishop says that Jay Will was wrong for that.
Thank you, Sean.
Running it back though, right? So when you run it back though, that's why I said that's from what we've seen is what that would be right? That from what we've seen in the past in different instances, that's what right looks like in the past, especially when he throws in pending evaluation from professionals. This is what it is. But like you just pointed out, what we love, right? This round ball. This is entertainment. Are you not entertained? Last night, Ja almost caught a body. Then in state, he caught a body. A nice body with the double clutch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we want to drop in balls. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. So that's what kind of like cuts off what Jay Will's talking about. Like, bruh, he's paid for admission. We want butts and seats. The WNBA is struggling because they can't get butts and seats. Ja puts butts and seats. We couldn't have them going that long. And that's basically what it comes out. The money, those marketing shit, those deals, those TV rights, that's what it's all about. So that's the other side of it. And so that's where Jay gets wrong at. It's like, nah, they're not doing that.
I'm about to get disrespectful. So everybody clear the room. Because this is about to be me and Jay Williams. Jay Williams, how dare you be so rude and disrespectful? Jay Williams, a guy. Wait a minute.
Glass house.
Because you know what I hate, Trey, so much about this? the first thing these analysts on television target is these guys' pocket and these guys' money. When these guys are making generational wealth that's taking care of their kids, and so forth and so forth. And all you hear from other black public figures when we talk about sports commentators, from Shannon Sharp to Stephen A. Smith, now this goofy Jay Williams, like I cannot believe this guy's the rest of the seat. The Memphis Grizzlies are in the middle of a playoff run. And you're going to tell me that after the police said Ja Morant did not break the law, he didn't brandish the gun at nobody. Correct. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he just living his life regardless how reckless it is. And I've been saying, I feel like Ja Morant is just getting extorted. I think it's about the people we don't even see on camera. I think them boys been got the Ja Morant. It ain't even really about Ja Morant being a gangster. When you got that protection from the streets, you got to be where the streets is at. Them niggas can't extort you, and you can't spend your money from the extortion and protect you at the same time. So you got to hang out where them guys hang out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, look at Tupac being out Cali with MOB with the mob. Like, it's just, you look at different artists, depending on who is protecting you, you're going to have to put yourself in those situations and be in those types of environments. And I never felt like Ja was out here trying to act like he was a gangster or nothing like that. I feel like it's the circle. I just feel like people are extorting him. I think them boys got to him. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, bro, for Jay Williams to say that he should be suspended without pay, for what? For what? Bro, that is crazy, bro.
And like you look at it, didn't Jay have his transgressions when he was coming up in the league? And that's why I kept saying,
I'm not even going to start to talk about transgressions from Jay Williams. This nigga never ever sniffed the level of basketball as Ja Morant, bro. And I know he had the car accident and all that other stuff, man. Jay need way more than a hug, bro. Jay Williams needs to be drug tested, bro. He's out of line for that. I expect that from a Skip Bayless. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, bro. No,
not Jay Williams.
I don't mind you chastising Ja, but you coming for his pockets like ridiculously like that. I didn't even hear him say this about Kyrie. So, I'm gonna say this. I know they were talking about ESPN was supposed to be laying a lot of guys off.
Oh yeah,
this was one of them moments that Jay tried to save his career,
save his job.
This shit, yo, this shit is out of pocket. I got to talk to the bosses, bro. I really got to talk to the bosses.
Did Kendrick Perkins lose his job?
Kendrick Perkins was reported to lose his job, but he did not. He's always been on net vibe, so he's good. He's good for now. He's good for now. But Jay Williams, he needs to be drug tested, bro. I can't believe he said that.
Facts.
Jesus Christ, man.
Sometimes, you know what? I just think sometimes you get up in certain positions and we tend to lose track of, certain things. And that's just, sometimes you got to say some stuff get said, and sometimes you got to be walking back. And so maybe I would hope that Jay Williams would say that with the backlash I'm very sure he's receiving, that to say, like you said, suspended without pay, a lot of money. I guess maybe it's a chess game. Maybe it's chess where he's like, it's not too many games anyway. He's probably going to lose that much money. He didn't say suspend him the whole year of playoffs, the regular season, or it's like 10 games or whatever case like that. So maybe that. So that maybe that's what he meant or what he was getting at. I mean, but we don't want to put words in his mouth. We just know from what he said that he said suspend him without pay. And that's what that's not what the NBA has looked like. That's what the NFL looks like. And maybe we all know the NFL has its own issues with how they do things. So it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Real quick, Trey, what's your thoughts on a guy who got drafted before Ja Morant, Mr. Zion Williamson? I'm looking at Zion like a straight bust. Like, that nigga's a dub to me. Like, I'm not jacking Zion Williamson at all. What's your thoughts on Zion as far as his potential still? And are you disappointed, or how disappointed are you that we haven't really seen a good sample size of basketball from him?
So I think he still has a ceiling because when he plays, and I was true like you, I was on a tip where I was like, this dude, man, maybe he isn't. But when he plays, New Orleans does well when he's playing. And then you gotta think they did it when they didn't have Brandon Ingram. He goes out as Brandon Ingram's coming back. Now we see a whole different New Orleans team. When Zion was there, the Pelicans was Zion without a Brandon Ingram. The Pelicans was a four seeded team. Of course, it's early in the year, but they were a 4 seeded team. No Zion. We have Brandon. Right now, they're in the bottom, sitting up, fighting for a chance to be in the playoffs. So when you look at that, I say that I think he has some upside. However, I don't understand how he keeps on getting in these situations, bro. Like, I know what I'm very sure they play good money, or he plays good money for trainers, nutritionists, and all this stuff. How does he keep falling into the same predicament in reference to how he is built and what his body?
Because this goofy nigga this shit is habitual. We was talking about this shit. This problem with Zion has been going down after he left Duke. Him not being in condition and staying in the shape that he needed. Right before he came in the league, there was talk about this guy not being in basketball shape or the needed basketball shape at this level. And he has not gotten better at that. And I'm not talking about just injuries because, like you said, that happens to the best of them. But you definitely have control over your diet, how you eat, how you move day to day. And some of these cats take this thing as a damn joke. And that's how I'm looking at Zion, bro. And I ain't really jacking him. This ceiling that you said that you still seeing him, I feel like that shit is leaking water. I feel like it's leaking water. The paint is thinning on it. Like, I don't know, bro. I'm not jacking no job.
So even if I think they already picked up his option. But even when you look at it, Zion, it has someone else to see that he has a ceiling. And if it need be, they will go ahead and sign him or trade for him or whatever the case may be to get him because of what he has done. Now, unfortunately, that might be that might be subjective to someone basically making a bad decision because they take a chance on him.
Maybe what has he done? What has he done?
Like I said, the only thing he's done, the only thing that is currently the eye test is he's elevated the team when he played there, being there. I was at their game during the Veterans Day game when they played against the Rockets. I understand it's the Rockets, but they played against the Rockets. The Rockets was in them. I thought the game was over. I was thinking to myself, well, I think it's time for us to go. And slowly but surely, they walked the Rockets back in and end up winning the game, but convincingly. So I'm like, okay, Zion was playing. Zion was there. So when we sit up and think about that, like he propelled the team at one point, and then he's not on the team, and then the team is faltering to an extent. I think that's where where you see it at, to where it shows that he could be productive. Now, how productive, I don't know when the end state comes, because like I said, he played the first part of the season. He was done before the beginning, before the All-Star game,
right?
And now he's not there. If he does come back, we don't know what we're going to see. Or is he going to help? Is it going to be helpful? Is he going to ruin the chemistry? What is he going to do if he was to come back, if they do make it to the play-in at minimum? And that's where the problem lies at. Like, what do we get in Zion? We're paying him all this money. What do we get? So it's interesting. Ja went second. Yeah, Ja went second to him. I would want Ja on my squad. But I don't know if Ja is a player to build a team around, but I would want Ja on my squad.
You don't know if Ja Morant is a player. Oh my God.
Think about it.
Bosses, really?
So think about it. Ja Morant, he's definitely a star, an all-star, right? But is he the piece that you build a team around? Is he that person that's going to make your team better? Or is he a person that the team is better with? That's what I'm saying. Can you build your team around Ja Morant?
I can't believe you said that. Trey, I cannot believe that you are sitting here in front of the American public. First of all, you're disrespectful calling Ja Morant a star. He's a superstar. Are
He's
you
a
kidding me?
superstar. What
He's
is a superstar?
superstar.
What is
Huh?
a superstar?
What?
What is
Whoa!
a superstar?
You explained it. Box office. Put
Box
asses
office.
in seats.
Okay.
Got his own shoe line. The leader
does.
of his team.
He is.
A leader of a winning team.
It is second in the West.
Projection. You talk about guys like Luka and these cats, Karl Anthony Towns, who can be good for the league in the future. This nigga Ja is the real deal.
See, Bishop is a Josh
Bishop.
sexual. So that's why he's saying Trey is smoking again. Bishop is a Josh sexual.
Trey is, oh my God. Trey got to get drug tested. After the show, Trey has to get drug tested. I don't want nobody to send me no super chats, no we need to donate to buy this drug test for Trey. If you guys would like to donate to the network tonight, we're going to get Trey a drug test.
So
this is ridiculous.
I'm not saying that Ja is not that dude. I'm just saying, is he the one to build a team around? Like right now, you got look at their team, right? Who is on their team? You have Bane, you have Jackson Jr., you have Dylan Brooks, you have Ja, you have Adams, you have who else they got on the squad?
They got some players. They got little Tyus. Yeah. He's doing this thing.
Tyus, Ty. So then you have players, but is that built around Ja, or is that just a bunch of young talent they was able to get their hands on? That's why I say, is Ja a player to build a team around, or is he a player to be good on a team?
He's absolutely the player. Like, look what he's doing for this organization. Like, so you think that if Ja was not in existence in this Memphis franchise for the last 3 seasons, Memphis will still have the same upside as they do now?
I do not, but I don't think that's because they built the team around Ja. I just think because they have Ja on their team. 2 different things.
Oh my God!
I'm saying y'all gotta hear what I'm saying. Don't listen to what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. Ja is exceptional. I love Ja. I really do. Honestly, I really do. I like everything. I like his game. I sit up and think he should have been the number 1 pick when he came out. I was pulling for him at Murray State, all that type of stuff. But when I look at it, I don't know, is Ja Morant LeBron James? LeBron, you can build a team around. Is Ja Morant LeBron James or Kobe Bryant?
If Trey fails this drug test, Bishop, you need to suspend him for the rest of the season without no pay. And he needs to come up with 5 things before he's able to come back on the show. Because this is the wow. Just wow. Trey, man, I appreciate you, man. Last thing I want to ask you before we get up out of here, man. Salute to you again and Bishop, man. Again, make sure you guys check out the First Formation platform on YouTube, Facebook, all over. My guy Trey will let you guys know where to follow the dynamic duo. But before we get up out of here, last thing on the menu, who's your MVP for this season, bro? It looked like Joel Embiid has kind of got the lead, but he did get hurt, I believe, last night or night before. Who do you feel like is the most valuable player of this 76 NBA season?
I think is going to steal. I think the Joker is going to climb back into that pilot, that seat, man. I'm just saying, bro. So look at it, right? Embiid was able to take over Joker through play, consistent play, and propelling his team back into the spotlight. Because of Joel Embiid, that is what happened. Joel Embiid, during this time, Joel was winning. The Denver Nuggets was losing. Now, Joker was still putting up the numbers, but they were losing. Now that Denver is back on track and winning, Joker is putting up the same type of numbers consistently. He just missed another triple-double last night by three assists. Now they're getting themselves back into that playoff, that position. Joel goes down. It's still 10 games left. If Joker continues to play at that high clip, that's going to put him back in the seat. Now, however, we was just talking about how certain things go. When you look at it, Joel Embiid, I was looking at this the other day. Joel Embiid has been the runner-up 2 consecutive years, right? Actually, more than that. When you take in
He was
consideration,
robbed last year. Let's call it what it was. He was
I'll give you
robbed
that.
last season.
I'll give you that. So he has been a runner-up consecutively. He has been a habitual runner-up the last couple of years. You got to think the 2 years in which Giannis won, the 2 years in which Joker won. Embiid has been the one sitting back in the background. If you look at the picture and blow it up a little, you see Embiid's face looking over the shoulder. Now he has put himself into first place in the rankings, so it would only feel right that he becomes the MVP for this year. I think it's going to tuss up, but I think if it isn't Embiid, it's definitely going to be Joker, and I think Joker is going to probably push back through with Embiid down. I don't know if Embiid's done enough to solidify and hold on to it for the last 10 games if he's going to be out.
You just gonna disrespect Giannis Antetokounmpo like this? You just gonna disrespect? You didn't even mention Giannis's name. You didn't even mention Giannis's name.
Giannis should have been there to begin with. If we should have been talking about Giannis Joker. It should have been a whole conversation with Giannis, the Joker, and Embiid. At one point, both of them fell off, and Joker was running with the baton, unabated, with no problem whatsoever. It took him to lose those games because he still put the numbers up. His team wasn't winning. Now both the Giannis and Philadelphia are winning, and Joker is winning now again. So that's why I'm saying why I think if they could win the last 9 or 10 games, and Joker continue to put up his same triple doubles and get back, he's only 1 assist short of averaging a triple double for the year. We know what happened the last time a player averaged a triple double for the year. They were the MVP. If Joker can get back to a triple, they're not going to let Joker walk out the door, averaging the third player in NBA history to average a triple double the whole year and not get the MVP. Unfortunate situation.
First of all, Nikola Jokic being a 3-time consecutive MVP in the league that I love is a fucking joke. That's number one. Okay. I don't care about the stats, the analytics.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about the eye test, and I'm clear that the MVP is a regular season award. But when I watch how these guys stink it up in April and May after winning this award, it does no justice to the MVP. When you look at Giannis, when he won his 2, he came up so short in the playoffs. Nikola Jokic, he's won the last 2 times. I know Denver was injured last year. They was a little bit short, man, but he came up so short in the postseason. I do not like the most valuable player of the regular season stinking it up once we get to April and May. And to have a guy win 3 times in a row is ridiculous when I know he ain't really like that. I watched Joel Embiid give this nigga work last week.
He got another chance coming up this week. Yeah.
And it's about to happen again.
Yeah, they come up.
But let me say this. Let me say this about Joel Embiid. I think, honestly, Trey, Joel Embiid winning the MVP this season will be the worst thing that could have ever happened to this kid. He needs some motivation going into the playoffs. And he gives me them Anthony Davis vibes. When Anthony Davis won that championship back in 2020 with LeBron, everything that he had, he seemed satisfied with. He was good with. All the hunger, everything went out. We still see AD giving his moments, but I felt like that AD, they were looking to take over the Lakers in the driver's seat. AD. Yeah, that shit was gone once he won his little chip. I feel like because he got robbed so much, if Joel Embiid wins this MVP, he is going to embrace that so much. He's going to lose focus. Philly could get bumped in the first round, possibly the second round. He needs really a chip on the shoulder because James Harden, even though he's been kind of up and down, he damn sure got a chip on the shoulder. Doc Rivers has to have a chip on his shoulder when we talk about postseason play. I think those guys need all the motivation that they can get going into this playoffs. And I don't see an MVP actually motivating Joel because I'm not sold that Joel is mature. He's still, to me, an immature big guy. So
here go Bush with the BS. This dude, man, I swear.
I like Giannis, bro. I'm sorry. I like Giannis for the MVP. I like Giannis.
I wouldn't disagree with you there. I sit up and looked at the other day. I was like, Giannis is coming on strong. These Europeans is built different now, without a doubt. These Europeans is built different, and they are a problem to the average NBA player and they continue to develop in a different way, and
Right.
they're just issues. Domantas Sabonis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Luka Doncic, even the lackluster, I'm not gonna say lackluster ones, the mediocre ones, Seti Osman, like the Bogdanovich brothers, like come on, the
Right.
Wagner brothers, these
Right.
Europeans is different, and they got if people don't pay attention, we're gonna look up and you're gonna see a lot of like 4 consecutive NBA MVP awards have been won by a European. However, as you stated, it doesn't amount to championships, but they are winning those awards, and that's something to hang the hat on as you look to build on. So even if it is Joel Embiid, that becomes 5 consecutive awards in which a European a
A
foreign
foreign player.
player has won the MVP.
The
And
NBA
when
is
you
doing that. The NBA is doing that bullshit. Like, let's be clear on that because I
okay,
spoke on that. Like, I feel like the NBA, to increase their global presence as a brand, they are
okay,
putting these international players at the front of the line when we talk about these MVP races and shit like that. It's not like the international player has to go from 100 to number one. These guys are being put in the front of the line only to lose the position. And I think the NBA is perfect because, like you just said, like the last 5 seasons, international players have been the MVP or the runners up. Really, no disrespect to those guys because they put up the
they
numbers.
put the work,
But
yeah.
I feel like in order to increase the global brand and the presence of the NBA, because like you said, this is a business. The international presence of the sport is so huge nowadays. So that's why you're seeing these guys, like you see guys like Sabonis and all these guys being talked about and praised so much. But once we get into April, once we get into May, and once we get into June, them guys ain't never nowhere to be found. Never. Trey, I appreciate you, bro. Let the people
Yes,
know
sir.
one more time where to follow you at before we sign off, bro. Salute to
Of
you and Bishop, the dynamic duo of First Formation, man.
course, like I said, be sure y'all can catch us every morning, 09 to 1100 hours Central Standard Time. That's 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you're in the on the Pacific Coast, y'all know how to do that, man. Or y'all can catch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. uh, First Formation. You can check this for First Formation. That's 1ST Formation AM, or just First Formation on YouTube all that time. Go ahead, like, subscribe, pull up with us. Be sure to tap in. Like I said, the next couple of days we have something special in Twitter. We do it Monday through Friday, but this week we plan to do a Sunday show as we announce the North National Military Basketball Tournaments. Field of 16, something similar to that of the NCAA. We'll talk to some coaches and get that on. So it'll be a different, if you're looking for a different type of vibe, pull up with myself, my man Bishop, and a couple of the coaches in the military realm to hear what's about. Y'all might like it. So you got that going on and some other stuff we got planned, but y'all got to tune in and check us out. So that's where to find us all the time, every week, 365 days of the year.
Dope shit, man. Salute to the dynamic duo again. Big up to you, Trey. Big up to you, Bishop, man. As always, salute to everyone out there in the military, man. Thank you guys once again for your services and holding the shit down for as long as you guys did. It's definitely appreciated from this side. Big up to you, man. And Trey, thank you so much for sharing the show. I see you got a lot of supporters that joined the chat tonight. So thank everybody that was in the live chat chopping it up with us. Man, appreciate you, man. As always, y'all go check out Trey and Bishop every weekday, 10 o'clock a.m. on the First Formation show, man. I'm Seven Mitchell. Y'all know how we rocking over here. You are now rocking with the best. This is the Best of 7 Sports Talk. If you guys are into daily NBA content, do not forget to follow me everywhere on social media, 24/7, 365. Y'all already know the fucking vibes and how we give it up. Become a member as well today here on our YouTube channel. Got exclusive content, perks, prizes, giveaways. Y'all already know how we give it up here at the Best of 7. Big up to the NBA community. Y'all stay safe. And we are out.
Enjoy
Peace,
your
guys.
day.